looking at Knipe, and I'm looking at Moore. Knipe was all over the place tonight. He dominated offensively, defensively, had a couple really good punts on special teams. He was all over the place tonight. Moore opened the game up, as we said at the end of the broadcast, with the long 66-yard touchdown run. The game was over at that point. State College really set the tone, and Moore's a big reason why for that.
Even though Penn State is ranked 7th in the nation and won the regular season conference championship, the Nittany Lions still likely need to win this weekend's conference tournament to make the NCAA tournament.
20 minutes on the clock. First period got me underway. It's Talvidya and Pelton Bice in the circle, and Penn State wins the draw. They'll work it right to left. Berger, Snell, D-to-D in the Penn State zone. They'll work it up the near boards, turned over there by Caulfield. Caulfield quickly, right wing, fires a shot off the post. Another drive from the far point. That one misses wide of the net, and Snell collects in the corner. Kevin Wall on the near boards, turns it over Wisconsin. Slot Caulfield, another drive. That one misses high glove side of Audio. Caulfield along the near boards, pinned in the corner. Berger behind the net, sends the Wall. Wall watches it go under his stick. Back to S for Wisconsin at the far point. Badgers still have it. Work it Vorlicki near point, fires it down near circle for Pelton Bice. Ricocheted off his stick, and Penn State clears the zone, moves through neutral. S collects for Wisconsin at center ice, and McMenamin turns over. McMenamin skates hard in, down towards our left wing, shot on net, and that one is covered up by Rowe. Sloppy play by both teams early on, Josh. Lots of turnovers, 19-11 to go.
Yeah, that was a slow start on the first shift for Penn State. You saw how good Cole Caulfield is on that shift. A shot off the crossbar, a shot off the mask of Audio, but a good answer from Connor McMenamin getting a shot on goal and a face-off for Penn State.
McLean takes the draw for Penn State. He's won 45% of those this season, going up against Holloway, who's won 59%, to lead the Badgers. Draw down towards our left in the near circle. Wisconsin wins it. Badgers begin attacking left to right across the ice. They clear the zone. Holloway works it through neutral. Holloway skates the Penn State line. Now over at the far circle. Circles behind the net. Looking for a pass to the goal line extended. He was looking for Gorniak. Puck into the far corner. McLean trying to push it out. Now along the far boards, it's a battle between a couple of Nittany Lions and Badgers. Sternstein in there for Penn State, trying to poke it away. Puck finally comes loose. Penn State begins to attack right to left. Grattan plays it through neutral, banks it off the near boards, played deep into the Badger zone. Icing is going to be called as nobody could get home, and Grattan could not win the race. Offensive zone draw for Wisconsin, 18:42 to go. Badgers 2-1 edge in shots.
Yeah, it's Penn State took a second here to settle into this one. Big defensive zone draw here. They've given up two really good chances to Caulfield so far. Need to get out of the zone and get some extended zone time in the Wisconsin end.
Fourth line of McLean, Sternstein, Grattan on the ice. Third line of Mersch, Baker, Stain on for the Badgers. Face off to the right of Audio, down towards our right. And it looks like a false start warning is going to be issued to McLean. Ref brings the puck down. Penn State wins. Then Naples has it near corner, clears the zone, back through neutral. Wisconsin retreats to its own zone to collect it at the far circle. Badgers begin their pursuit back across the ice. Wisconsin plays it up the near boards. Coming through is Baker. Baker dumps it, plays deep into the zone. On the forecheck for Wisconsin is Mersch down in the near corner. Mersch looking for Staines along the near boards. And Penn State clears back to neutral. Wisconsin retreats, 18:15 to go. Battle along the near boards. Phillips chips it forward to neutral. Sarlo dumps it deep. Doherty working towards the far corner to win the forecheck, but Wisconsin gets there first. Stange has it along the near boards, deep in his zone, turns it over to Doherty in the slot. Doherty couldn't get it clean off its stick, but it looks like a penalty is going to be called. 18:02 to go. We'll see who heads to the box for Wisconsin. Penn State's going to head on the power play on that call. Looks like it's going to be Ryder Donovan, the sophomore, heads to the box for Wisconsin. Penn State heads to the power play. Ranked 10th nationally at 25%, but a whopping 44% at home. 18:02 to go, still 0-0. Talvidya in the circle for Penn State. He wins the draw. Back near point down. Fires a shot top of the near circle. That's blocked off in front by Wisconsin, and the Badgers clear. Audio off from his net as Dowd comes in, being chased by Lindmar. Dowd collects behind the Penn State cage, tries to clear, leaves it off for Wall. Wall will begin the pursuit right to left for the Nittany Lions. 1:42 on the power play, 17 3/4 in the period. Wall trying to gain the zone, turns it over, bringing it across is Baker. Baker carries to the Penn State zone, checked hard along the near boards by Talvidya, and Dowd collects. Dowd will begin a pursuit for Penn State. Leaving it off for Talvidya, he'll move it to center. Digging and dangling into the Penn State offensive zone, but it's knocked away by Wisconsin and cleared back. 1:20 on the power play, 17:20 in the period as both teams change. Along the far boards is Phillips, who will attack right to left across the ice. Phillips, McEachran near boards. McEachran will gain the Wisconsin zone, play it deep. Sarlo in the far corner. Back to the point, Limoges crashing in hard towards the circle. Fluttering puck up in the air, caught out of midair by Doogie for Wisconsin, and he clears it back down. Wisconsin goes for a change again. 56 seconds on the power play, 16:55 to go. Penn State yet to have a shot. Phillips works it to the Penn State defensive zone. Now it's Limoges up to Doherty, tapped off the stick of Doherty. Sarlo plays it deep. McEachran on the forecheck, near corner. McEachran moves behind the goal, plays it on the end boards to Doherty. Doherty retreats to the point. Center point now Phillips. Move near circle. McEachran winds, fires a shot in front. Another drive. Oh, it was an open net. Penn State couldn't finish. A scrum out in front, but it's kept out by Rowe. And Wisconsin tried to clear, but it looks like it goes out of play. A great opportunity for Penn State. 29 on the power play, 16:31 to go. It'll be a neutral zone draw.
That was a great job by Wisconsin defensively on the rebound try, and Cameron Rowe was able to get the second chance and kick his leg out, and then Wisconsin cleared the porch.
Face off in front of the Badger bench on the far side towards our left. It's won by Wisconsin, and they'll push it back down. Just cleared through, audio out from his circle. Leaves it down for Dow. 20 seconds left to go. Dow, the freshman from Lynbrook, New York, leaves it off for McMenamin. McMenamin back to Dow. Penn State begins the pursuit. Kevin Wall brings it across the red line. Talvidia will gain the Badger zone. Talvidia at the near circle, along the near boards, plays it back to the point Dow. Dow over to the far circle. Little tic-tac-toe back to Talvidia at the top of the near circle. Talvidia near dasher, works his way towards goal line extended. Looking for a centering pass to a cutting Wall. Couldn't finish. Donovan out from the box. 5-on-5 action. Back out in front of the net on a shot. Penn State couldn't pound it home. Along the far boards, Wisconsin will try to clear. 15:50 to go here in the first as the Badgers finally clear, and Holloway will carry it deep to the Penn State zone. Turnover by Dow. Dow clears the zone for Penn State, but it's Donovan on the far boards in front of the Penn State bench. Kevin Wall now has it in front of the benches. Gains the zone, but offsides is called as Westcott couldn't put the brakes on just in time along the far side. 15:36 to go. Still scoreless. Penn State a 4-1 edge in shots. Another serve here. Holland gets it. Almost an overpass. Kept in play there by Fitzner. Sent back with the free ball by Kudryashova. That's a bump set. Right side swing. Nice dig there by Johnny Parker. Pede will send it all the way back to the front. Left side attack there from Kudryashova. Kept in play by Armstrong. Back to the left side. Stockham blocked back Penn State. Blossom and Horde went up for that one, but it goes out of bounds. That's a point, Indiana. 8-7. Holland checks out. Hampton checks in. Good run there for Allie Holland. Her teammates are loving it down on the Penn State bench.
Absolutely. Have yourself a night. Like I had said, you got your first game, your first set action, your first game action of the season. Made an impact.
Stockham serves for Indiana. They lead by 1. Receive Kudryashova. Dump attempt there, but it's blocked. Penn State covers. Back to Kudryashova, left side, working cross court. Armstrong dives to take that one. Back to the left side, swing, kill. Brianna Edwards worked it left to right towards the corner. Gets herself another kill, team leading 5th. It's 9-7 Hoosiers here in the second.
Yeah, Kudryashova was a little bit out of position there. Hampton had to recover her ground. She didn't pinch in enough to take away that strong cross-court shot, so she vacated that area, and Hampton had to recover for it. So a little bit of a defensive mishap by Penn State there.
Right side Horde, roll shot there. Armstrong digs it up. Left side Edwards, swing, kill under the arms of McCall Pede. And Indiana grabs a 3-point lead here in the second set. Russ Rose still appears to be comfortable in his chair. Doesn't seem to want to call a timeout yet. He'll let his girls play through it. Got a sub for Penn State. Fitzpatrick going to check back in for Pede. Fitzpatrick, who has looked good tonight. Only 5 feet 11 inches, but certainly does not play like she's that tall. Playing more like a 6'3", 6'4". Outside hitter for the freshman. 10-7. Serves floated. Horde receives it. Blossom sets beyond the attack line. Left side Kudryashova swing. Tipped. So it's going to be a kill for Anastasia Kudryashova. Going to make it 10-8. Penn State here in the second set. Gabby Blossom steps back to the line to serve. 10-8 Penn State. Going to get some momentum and come back. There's a serve from Blossom. It's an ace. Stockham made the questionable decision to let that one pass her, and it sneaks right in that left back corner for an ace for Gabby Blossom. It's her 4th of the season.
little coffin corner action like a punter, getting it inside the 5-yard line and out of bounds for the brand right there.
That one's set back to the left side. Edwards blocked from Penn State, but it's blocked out of bounds. Point goes to Indiana. It's 11-9. In the second, Hoosiers get the serve back. Lots of back and forth action here, Chris, in the second.
Yeah, the Hoosiers playing a heck of a lot better, taking better opportunities. No service errors, just getting the ball over, making plays. This is what they need to do, just any sort of confidence to keep themselves in this match.
Serve floated from Khalid. Penn State receives it in system. Kudryashova right side, covers an Indiana block. Parker with the kill. Indiana sent it back on a block. Great job by Penn State covering. Knocked out of system a little bit. Parker found the good set for her. She said, I'm going to finish this point right here. She does just that.
And Parker is basically your security blanket that when in doubt and you're in an uncomfortable situation, just go to her. She's played a lot of volleyball and is made for those kinds of situations. She'll get the job done most of the time.
10 kills for her tonight. She's hitting 600. Blinovic serves, long serve out of bounds. That's going to be a point for Indiana on the service error for Blinovic. Had 2 of those last night. That's her 4th of the season. And Indiana gets it back. It's 12-10 here in the second. Penn State leads 1-0 in sets. Indiana set the serve. It's Westbeld from the right side. Works across court. Received by Blinovic. Blossom, nice job setting. Joust at the net. Horde tried to dump it in. Looks like they're going to get a carry on her. Point goes to Indiana. It's 13-10 in the second.
Yeah, Horde had mistimed her jump a little bit there. They just tried going with the one-hand set to pop the ball up and then tip it over. A little too low, so she kind of like went under like an underhand pass. That was clearly a carry.
So carry there on Horde. Westbeld set the serve again. Gets her serve over. Hampton receives that one. That's set. Left side Fitzpatrick. And it's a kill for Penn State. Indiana thought they had a chance to keep that one in play, but ball hit the ground. Point Penn State. It's 13-11 Hoosiers. Here in the second, Penn State looking for a little bit of a run here. See if they can get it with Hampton serving. Hampton. Couple of dribbles with the ball. Gets the serve up. Armstrong receives. Overpass. Kill. AC Fitzpatrick. AC's bringing the power tonight.
You just can't leave the ball hanging over the net for these Penn State front row players. When you leave the ball hanging over the net, you got to be crisp with your first passes, and then that'll be what happens. That you just put a little too much on it, and it's just hanging over the net like a gift wrap present.
Hampton serves again. Low serve hits the net. It's going to be an error for her. 2 of those last night. It's her 7th of the season. Indiana gets the ball back. Penn State trails by 2. Hoosiers set the serve. It's Zuloff. Floats the serve. Up to receive that one, Blinovic. That one's set. Right side, Parker. Dug up there by Westbeld. Set by Armstrong. Left side, Stockham. Roll shot over. Fitzpatrick digs it. Penn State in system. Swung. Kudryashova. Set by Armstrong. Left side, Stockham. Sails it long. Beyond that back line. Hitting error on her. Point Penn State. It's 14-13. As good as Stockham looks, we talked about Johnny Parker, where when she was younger, as Parker gets set to serve, was very go big or go home. Stockham looks to kind of be the same way. A lot of raw talent, though. Expect a lot of big things from her, as that one goes out of bounds off the arms of Blackwell. Even us up at 14.
Going back to Stockham, she's only a freshman, the 2-time Nevada Gatorade player there. So there, like you said, there's a lot of raw talent there. She's just got to learn to play a little bit more, but this is great exposure for her to get started.
Parker serves, that's received, set beyond the attack line. Back left side, Stockham. Blocked back by Penn State, blocked out of bounds. That's a good play there from Stockham. You get a lot of that with her, a lot of good plays, a lot of talent there. Seems like it's just going to take some time. Indiana comes back next year. Expect her to look a lot better. I'm Jake Starr with sports. Penn State football is continuing its spring practices this week. Last season, the team and quarterback Sean Clifford struggled to a modest 4-5 record. There are some new coaches and new players this spring, but Clifford and coach James Franklin are using last fall as a learning experience for the upcoming year. Sean Clifford and the Nittany Lions will show off their new offense, or at least a little of it, in their final spring practice in Beaver Stadium, April 17th. New Penn State men's basketball coach Micah Shrewsbury is getting familiar with Happy Valley. The Nittany Lions' newest head coach met with the media this week at the Bryce Jordan Center.
Athletic Director Sandy Barber introduced him at the event. The 44-year-old coached for the Boston Celtics before spending the last 3 seasons as an assistant at Purdue. Shrewsbury is excited to get started at Penn State. Shrewsbury's roster is beginning to take shape. Guard Isaiah Brockington announced he'll return to Penn State, and guard Myron Jones will leave the program. Both recently entered the transfer portal. The MLB season is officially underway. Both the Phillies and Pirates were in action to start their respective seasons yesterday. The Pirates, they started off their season in Chicago. They took on the Cubs. Let's move it over now. Top of the first inning, rookie Cabrian Hayes, a deep drive into left field, and the rookie puts the Buccos up 2-0 early. Now top of the second, Adam Frazier shoots one the other side, scores Gregory Polanco. Pirates go up 3-1. They won 5-3. Now South Philadelphia. Phillies ace Aaron Nola dealing here, top of the fourth, strikes out Marcell Ozuna. But in the 7th, it was Pablo Sandoval. Yes, he's still playing. Off the bench for the Braves. Goes deep, second deck home run. Ties it up at 2. Now, bottom of the 10th inning, Gene Segura down the left field line. Scores Bryce Harper. Phillies win it 3-2. Start the season 1-0. Those two teams back in action on Saturday at 4. And high school baseball is also back. Reporter Casey Comer checked in with one of the most successful baseball teams in the area. State High will play the second game of the season tomorrow after yesterday's game was canceled. The Lions play Williamsport at home starting at 11 a.m. Penn State women's soccer is once again the Big Ten regular season champions after a win last weekend. It's head coach Erica Dombach's 11th regular season title during her time here. Senior captain Frankie Taliaferri was named Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week for her performance in the matchup. The Nittany Lions return home tomorrow to face Maryland in their last regular season contest before the conference tournament. That's all for sports. Now back to you with the Anchor Desk. Home. A word unfamiliar to the Bellefonte track and field team for nearly 30 years. Earlier this season, the Red Raiders hosted a meet, their first since 1992, when the track was no longer eligible for competition. For head coach Seth Miller, meets are usually strictly business, but he couldn't help but soak it all in.
One of the head officials that evening, he used to coach at a neighboring school district, so I've known him for 15 plus years, and he said something to me, and it just got a little bit emotional. He basically said, hey, you've worked hard for this, and your program, you guys should be proud of what you got here.
After years of practicing in parking lots and busing to every meet, the team is thrilled to have a track of its own. For nearly 30 years, Bellefonte Track and Field didn't have a place they could call home. But this year that's no longer the case, as these runners have a place where they know they belong. It was a surreal feeling for senior Austin Nealis when he finally stepped foot in the renovated Rogers Stadium. After COVID-19 shut down last season, Nealis never thought this would come.
It's incredible because we haven't had this, and track is just an amazing sport and I enjoy it, and I'm just so happy that we finally got a place of our own.
Captain Juliet Pope felt the same way, even though she couldn't participate in the first meet.
It's gonna have a sense of gratitude to be able to know how many people really are here to support us.
And for Nealis, it was the home track plus support that sprung him to a comeback victory he'll never forget.
Hearing the crowd cheering your name at home at Bellefonte is just a feeling that you can't miss.
In Bellefonte, I'm Jake Starr for the Center County Report.